ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रुते स्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Namaste. Now we will see the meaning of the namas of Shri Vishnu Sahasranama, verse 39, based on the commentary of Shri Shankaracharya. First, the verse Atula Sharabho Bhimaha Samayajno Havirharihi Sarvalakshana Lakshanyo Lakshmi Van Samitinjayaha. The namas herein are Atulaha, Sharabhaha, Bhimaha, Samajajnaha, Havirharihi, Sarvalakshana Lakshanyaha, Lakshmivan, Samitinjayaha. There are 8 namas. Now let's consider these namas one by one. Atulaha, Tula, Upamanamasya na vidyata iti. The one who has no comparison. Atula. Tula Upamanam. Upamanam is comparison. So the one who is incomparable. Jnana, Aishwarya, Shakti, Bala, Virya, Tejas. By all these attributes, the one who is great and no one can match him. The greatness of the Paramatman Bhagavan Narayana, and hence he is Atulaha. In the Vedas, so Acharya quotes from the Vedas, the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Natasya Pratima Asti, Yasya Nama Mahadyashaha. There is no comparison to him. He is endowed with great glories. So in the same way, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Smriti also, we see Natvat Samostyabhyadhikaha Kutonyaha. There is no one equal to you. How can ever there be an entity which is greater than you? Hence, both by the Smriti and Shruti statements, we see that the Paramatman is without a comparison. Atulaha. The second term is Sharabhaha. Sharaha Sharirani Shiryamanatvat Teshu Pratyagatmataya Bhatiti. Shara refers to the bodies, derived as that which deteriorates. The one who shines as the indwelling consciousness in these sharas. Shara bha. There are two components. Shara refers to Sharira, derived by Shiryamana. Shiryate iti Shariram. Shiryate iti Sharaha. So that which deteriorates due to age and various other factors, that which deteriorates. The body itself, the Sharira, the term Sharira itself is derived as that which deteriorates. So Shara Bha means the one who shines in a changeless manner in those deteriorating, changing bodies. So as the pure consciousness, as the indwelling Pratyak Atma. Pratyak means indwelling. Atma as the soul, as the pure consciousness. So the one who as the indwelling pure consciousness shines. Bhati in the shara. So in the changing, deteriorating body, the physical frame, as a pure consciousness who shines in an unchanging manner as the pure consciousness. He is Sharabha. The next term is Bhimaha. There are a couple of interpretations. Bibhet yasmat sarvamiti va. The one from whom everything is afraid of. So, because of the fear of the higher intelligence, the higher force, the Almighty, everything is afraid and everything is in the right path. Everything is performing. Every entity in this created universe performs its duties because of the fear of the higher force. We see in the Vedas, Bhayad Agnistapati, Bhayat Tapati Suryaha. So in this way, all the great entities and also all the living beings are working or established in their own respective paths because of the higher force, higher intelligence, that is Paramatman, Bhimaha. There is a second way of looking at the term itself. So Sharabho Bhimaha. The previous term is a Sharabhaha and this term is Bhimaha. The conjunction itself can be split either as Sharabhaha Bhimaha or Sharabhaha Abhimaha. So the first interpretation takes it as Sharabhaha and Bhimaha, the one who is the cause of fear in every entity, and that fear establishes every entity in its own respective duties and responsibilities. When we take the term as Bhimaha, so by the conjunction split, it can also be, the term can also be taken as Abhimaha. So the Nama can also be taken as Abhima. So when we take it as Abhima, what will be the interpretation? Sanmargavartinam Abhima itiva. The one who is not the source of fear for those in the path of righteousness. So, Abhima means the one who is not terrible or the one who is not the source of fear for whom those who do their dharma, those who are in the path of righteousness, they have none to fear. And hence, the one who is not a entity from whom the righteous are not afraid. Rather, they love the Paramatman. So, for them, he is Abhima, means the one who is full of compassion, being the benefactor, being the compassionate, blessing entity for them, for the righteous people. Paramatman is Abhima, not a source of fear, but a source of blessing. The fourth term is Samayajnaha. There are a few interpretations to this term. Srishti Sthiti Samhara Samayavit. The one who knows the time or the limits of creation, sustenance, and destruction or annihilation. So, Samaya Jna, if we split it this way, so two components, Samaya and Jna. Jna means the one who knows. So, knows what? Samaya. Samaya is time, kala, or the limits. So limits of what? The one who knows the limits or the time or the duration of what? Srishti, creation, sthiti, sustenance or existence, and samhara, reabsorption or annihilation of the creation. So the one who knows the duration and the limits of each of these and uh, helps in managing these at the appropriate time. Hence, he is Samayajna, who manages the Srishti, Sthiti and Laya of the entire creation. The second interpretation, Shat Samayan Janati Tiva, the one who knows the 6 seasons. So Samaya also indicates the Shad Ritus, Vasanta, Grishma, Hemanta, Varsha, Sharat, Shishira. All these Ritus are all the seasons, the one who knows. The 6 seasons, who knows. So in the time of the Sthiti, the one who manages all these Samayas. So in the appropriate season, the appropriate changes happen. By that, the entire universe is sustained. So Samaya Jnaha, the one who knows the 6 seasons. And then there is a third interpretation which actually splits the term in a bit different manner. So in the previous two interpretation, we saw the split as Samaya Jna, the one who knows Jna, the Samaya. Here in this interpretation, we will see the split in a different manner, Sama Yajna. So these two also can also be seen in the same term, Sama Yajna. Based on this commentary has been given by Acharya. He says, Sarvabhuteshu Samatvam Yajanam Sadhu Asyetiva. So the one whose yajna is the equality in all beings. So Sama Yajna. So the yajna or the great ritual that the Paramatman performs, the Paramatman himself performs the great yajna. What is that great yajna, great ritual? Sama, Samatva. So being equal is the great yajna. Equal to whom? Sarvabhuteshu. So he is equal. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says, I am equal to one and all. So name dveshyosti na priyaha. No one is dear or I hate none. So who is equal? So being equal or maintaining that equanimity or equality among all beings, that itself is a yajna. So the one, the Paramatman, who performs the yajna of being sama. So samatva, maintaining that samatva itself is the yajna of the Paramatman. Hence he is called as Sama Yajna. To this, from Vishnu Purana, Acharya quotes Prahlada Vachana. So Prahlada, the great devotee, he describes Paramatman as Samatvam Aradhanam Achyutasya. So what is the Aradhana of Achyuta himself? So Aradhanam is Yajna, ritual or worship. What is the worship that Lord Achyuta himself does? Samatvam. Samatvam is the Aradhanam or the worship that Bhagavan Achyuta, Lord Narayana himself does. So he is termed as, based on this Prahlada Vachana, Paramatman here is described as Sama Yajna. The fifth term is Havir Harihi. Yajneshu Havirbhagam Haratiti. The one who carries the offerings in the yajnas, in the rituals. So Harati iti Harihi. So the one who carries, what does he carry? Havihi, offerings. So Agni is the one who carries the offerings to the various divinities. So Havir Harihi indicates the Agni Swarupa. So the Agni manifestation, the Agni Swarupa Avirbhava of Paramatman. So the one who carries the offerings to the respective divinity, he is Havir Harihi. That points to Agni, and that Agni, Yajna Agni, is another glorious manifestation of Paramatman. So the Agni Swarupa of Paramatman is indicated by the term Havir Harihi. Or Acharya also says this Havir Harihi Nama can also be seen in two parts. So Havihi is one Nama and Harihi is another nama. So either Havir Harihi can be taken as one nama pointing to his Agni Swarupa, or it can be taken as two different namas as Havihi and Harihi. Now, first we will see the term Havihi. Huyate Havisha iti Havihi. So the one who is offered, the one who himself is offered in the yajna is Havihi. So Havihi normally points to that which is offered, the offering that is made in the yajna. So Paramatman himself is the offering that is made in the yajna. To this, Acharya quotes Abadhanan Purusham Pashum. In the Purusha Sukta, we see the Purusha, the consciousness himself is the Pashu which is to be offered. The Purusha Sukta in the Rigveda speaks of the Srishti Yajna, the Yajna of creation. So in the Yajna of creation, the various manifestations have to happen. So to that, how are those various manifestations or the creations happen? Only when the offering of the consciousness is made, from that various manifestations happen. So without the offering of the consciousness, which is the Purusha, mere jada or insentient or inanimate things on their own do not evolve. So in the Srishti Yajna, which is described in the Purusha Sukta, very appropriately, Purusha or the Chaitanya or the consciousness is presented as the Pashu, which is the Havis. Only when there is the consciousness, creativity or creation itself can happen. Hence, the Purusha in the context of the Purusha Sukta or Narayana in the context of Purusha Sukta is described as the offering in the Srishti Yajna. So even in the Bhagavad Gita, we see Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi. So as Paramatman, Lord Narayana is present everywhere. So he is the act of offering. He is the offering. And the Agni is himself. And the divinity to which the offering is carried, that is also himself. So the previous Nama Havir Harihi indicates Agni. Agni is Paramatman. And here the offering itself is Paramatman. So the offering, any normal offering in any ritual is nothing but the Paramatma Swarupa, or the consciousness or the Purusha being offered in the Srishti Yajna, in the Yajna of creation. So that is the Paramatman being the Havihi, the offering. We saw the interpretation of the term Havihi. Now we see the meaning of the term Harihi presented by Acharya. He says, Smritimatrena pumsam papam samsaram va haratiti. The one who removes the sins or worldly life on merely remembering. So haratiti harihi. Harati, the one who removes. So what does the Paramatman remove? Papam. Papam harati. The one who removes the sins or the negative tendencies. And samsaram, the worldly life, the worldly existence, the one who removes the worldly existence and bestows spiritual realization. When does he do this? Smriti matrena, by merely remembering the name of or the form of the Paramatman. Smriti matrena, the one who removes the papam and samsaraha, the papa, the sins, and also the worldly existence. So he is Harihi. Smriti matrena harati. By merely remembering with devotion, he bestows freedom from sins and also the sufferings of worldly life. There is another interpretation to the term Harihi. Haridvarnatvadva Harihi. The one who is green in color. So Haridvarna. So the one who is endowed with green color. So though we see Narayana, the Swarupa of Lord Narayana, as a Neelamegha Shyamala, here we see that Haridvarna or green color is presented. Probably it indicates that green is a color that indicates freshness, refreshing. So the green pastures or the crops that are standing tall in the green color we see, so that freshes gives a sense of freshness to the mind. So similarly, the form, the beautiful form of the Paramatman, the glorious form of the Paramatman grants or refreshes the mind with energy. It drives away the lethargy and restlessness caused by both tamas and rajas and bestows a sattvika glow of the mind, and hence Haridvarna, the refreshing green color. It indicates such an interpretation. Haridvarnatvad Harihi. The next term is Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. Sarva Lakshanaihi Pramanaihi Lakshanam Jnanam Jayate Yattad Vinirdishtam Sarva Lakshana Lakshanam Tatra Sadhuhu Tasyaiva Paramarthatvat. By Sarva Lakshana, by all the valid modes of knowing, Lakshanam, knowledge that arises is Sarva Lakshana Lakshana. The one who belongs among that is Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. So Sarva Lakshana indicates all valid modes of knowing. So Lakshana refers to modes of knowing. Sarva Lakshana, all modes of valid knowing, like direct perception, inference, verbal testimony, authentic source of knowledge. All these are the pramanas. So pratyaksha, anumana, agama, all these are indicated by the term Sarva Lakshana. And Lakshanam is another component here, Jnanam, the knowledge. So what do Sarva Lakshanas bestow? Sarva Lakshanas, valid modes of knowledge, what do they bestow? They bestow or they lead to Lakshanam. Lakshanam is Jnanam. So by that we see the compound term Sarva Lakshana Lakshana. So yattad vinirdishtam. See, the Sarva Lakshanas point to Lakshanam, the knowledge. So that is Sarva Lakshana Lakshanam. And Tatra Sadhuhu, the one who belongs amongst that. So then the form is derived as Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. So it means, so all that the valid modes of knowledge submit, or all the knowledge that is attained through the valid modes of understanding, all the pramanas are nothing but all the pratyaksha pramana, or all the pramanika knowledge that is attained through these valid modes of knowing is nothing but the Paramatman himself. So Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha refers to the one who is belonging to the realm of the knowledge, valid knowledge given by all valid source of knowing. The seventh term is Lakshmivan. Lakshmihi asya vakshasi nityam vasati iti. The one in whose chest Lakshmi always resides. So the one whose consort is always goddess Lakshmi. He is Lakshmivan. Shripatihi Lakshmidharaha. Shridharaha. That is indicated by the term Lakshmivan. The eighth term is Samithinjayaha. Samithim Yuddham Jayatiti. The one who succeeds in the wars. So, Samiti Jaya. Samiti refers to Yuddha, war, and Jaya means the one who succeeds. So, in all the various avatars, Bhagavan, in all his incarnations, has to fight or has descended to fight and eradicate all the negative forces. So in all those battles, who succeeds ultimately? So in eradicating all the negative forces. So he is Samitinjayaha. So with these 8 namas in the 39th verse, thus far we have covered 362 namas. Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishnarpanamastu.